Coming up around San Diego, the largest nurses strike in California history taking place this week. What Kaiser workers are demanding and how the health provider is responding. Plus, Padres manager Mike Shildt is retiring. We have more on this surprise announcement and what Shildt is saying about his decision. And new video of a gorilla breaking the glass at the San Diego Zoo. It's gone viral. What experts are saying about this encounter. Thank you so much for joining us here as we take you around San Diego. I'm Netta Irampour. Glad you're here on CBS 8. I'll get you caught up on the week's worth of news and look ahead in less than 30 minutes. So we are going to start with crime. Right now, a San Diego man is facing charges of mailing a threatening letter to a friend of Charlie Kirk just a week after Kirk was shot and killed at a speaking event. Benny Johnson, a conservative podcaster, spoke about getting that letter on Friday. We do want to warn you, the details are disturbing.
Individual described orphaning my 4 beautiful children and widowing my wife. They described in great detail how I would be killed in an open field just like Charlie, how much blood would come out of my head and neck when it was blown off.
Prosecutors say they found a handgun in George Isbell's home in City Heights, along with at least 4 other letters with envelopes addressed to members of Congress. The defense attorney told the judge Isbell is the owner of 3 adult Emporium stores that's in San Diego and has no criminal record. The judge denied his bail, citing Isbell's possible danger to the community. Right now, a lawsuit filed in San Diego challenging a newly signed state law that bans the sale of Glock-style pistols. Governor Gavin Newsom just signed this bill on Friday, prohibiting semi-automatic firearms that include a cruciform trigger bar, which lawmakers say can be turned into automatic weapons. The lawsuit says that is unconstitutional. Plaintiffs include the National Rifle Association and Poway Weapons and Gear. This law is set to take effect next year. Rainy weather from earlier in the week did not stop tens of thousands of Kaiser Permanente nurses and healthcare workers from walking off the job this week. The 5-day-long strike impacts Kaiser facilities all around Southern California and in Hawaii, and workers are demanding higher wages and better staffing levels. We talked with physician assistant Donnie Cobbler, who has worked at Kaiser for more than a decade, and he says new nurses can't afford to live here.
When you have brand new nurses, brand new PAs that get jobs here, they can't afford to live in San Diego. San Diego is one of the most expensive places to live in the country. So if Kaiser's worried about retaining their employees, how are they supposed to stay if they can't afford to live here?
Kaiser says workers already earn 16% more than peers elsewhere, and their latest offer would increase wages by 21.5% over 4 years. All Kaiser hospitals and clinics remain open during this strike. Sharp Healthcare nurses and other licensed professionals all across San Diego held a 3-day informational picket, as they're calling it, this week. Workers say they're pushing for a contract that addresses patient care risks, along with better wages and benefits. In a statement, Sharp Healthcare made it clear this was not a strike and it was fully staffed, providing patients high-quality care, they said. Sharp says it is committed to a fair and responsible contract for its nurses. Nurses say they will return to the bargaining table next Wednesday. And now this morning, the Padres looking for a new manager after Mike Shildt announced that he's retiring. He had 2 years left on his contract, so this was pretty surprising. Shildt led the team to back-to-back 90-win seasons and consecutive playoff appearances. At the age of 57, he now retires with a career record of .435 and .340. In a letter, Shildt writes, quote, "I gave every fiber of my being to help achieve Peter Seidler's vision of bringing a World Series championship to San Diego. We fell short of the ultimate goal, but I am proud of what the players, staff, and organization were able to accomplish the last 2 seasons. The grind of the baseball season has taken a severe toll on me mentally, physically, and emotionally," he says. "While it has always been about serving others, it's time I take care of myself and exit on my terms," end quote. And now here's reaction from a fan.
For him, it's time to step away. A lot of different personalities on the team. I think that's what they need, is a coach or manager that can manage their personalities. Because Machado, Tatis, they're not real leaders of the club, per se, but I think that's what they need to look for, someone that can manage personalities, and they'll be good. They'll be back in the playoffs next year for sure, and hopefully beat the Dodgers.
Beating the Dodgers, right? That's another main goal. Padres general manager A.J. Preller says the search will begin immediately. Right now, dozens of homes in San Diego have those new gray trash bins. Have you seen these yet? City crews have started to deliver bins. They've been going door to door. They started with coastal neighborhoods on Monday, and those residents now have 30 days to request a different size using the city's online portal. You can choose between 35, 65, or 95 gallons. City leaders say the new fee will fund new trucks, upgraded equipment, and better city services. New lighter blue recycling bins will arrive next year. Repairs are underway at the San Diego Zoo's gorilla forest after this dramatic encounter over the weekend. This video has been viewed millions of times. You see the cell phone video. It captured Denny, a 10-year-old western lowland gorilla, charging at the glass Saturday. Look at the broken glass right there. One layer of the 3-layer tempered glass panel shattered, but neither Denny nor other gorillas or any guests were hurt.
What gorillas actually don't like is to be stared at directly in the eyes. And that's not something that zoo visitors always understand.
Yeah, we talked to an expert about gorilla behavior. That's what she said. Gorillas are endangered. They are also incredibly strong. Adult males can weigh up to 500 pounds. Experts say Denny charging the glass could have been provoked by crowds or maybe related to his emotions over the recent death of his brother. That happened in August. The zoo says repairs are nearly complete and that the habitat should reopen soon. We'll keep you updated. Coming up here, San Diego Unified is shaking up the school day at 3 local high schools when a new schedule will take effect. Plus, reports of dogs dying or becoming ill after ingesting meth at a local beach. What these dog owners have to say. Welcome back. Right now we have this alert for pet owners. This is really important for everyone to listen to. We're hearing from people who say their dog got sick and in one case died after being exposed to methamphetamine. This was at Dog Beach in Ocean Beach, where so many dogs go and play. CBS 8's Steffi Roche with this heartbreaking story.
One pet owner, Mark Smith, says that last Wednesday he brought his dog Trouble to Ocean Beach's Dog Beach to run around and play. After playing, Smith noticed that his dog was behaving abnormally. That's when he says he took the dog to a vet. The vet came back and he says reported that the dog had meth in its system.
My wife's head is that we're not going to that beach ever again.
This is video of Mark Smith's 1.5-year-old dog Trouble right before that vet visit last Wednesday.
She was just had this neurotic energy where she's just looking back and forth constantly, and I just couldn't get her to focus.
Smith says he's thankful Trouble survived after tests confirmed methamphetamine poisoning.
We were kind of thinking that drugs were involved just because she was acting so weird. And they did a bunch of tests, blood tests. About $500 later, felt she was okay to go home.
Another dog owner, Brianna Grace, says her 7-year-old dog, Nala, also ingested meth at Dog Beach last Wednesday.
She was running around exploring the dunes a little bit. She was fishing in the river. When it was time to go, about 45 minutes after I got there, she started wigging out, sprinting in circles around me for probably 40 minutes.
Grace says she then took Nala to a vet where the heartbreaking discovery was made.
They had told me she had meth in her system and that her temperature was 107. It honestly doesn't feel real.
Nala didn't make it.
But I am willing to speak about this to let other pet owners know to be careful with their animals here.
The city of San Diego tells me that reports like these are uncommon, adding that the San Diego Humane Society advises that symptoms of meth ingestion can appear within 30 minutes to a few hours after ingesting. Just some of the symptoms your pet could exhibit include hypertension, vomiting, hyperthermia, muscle twitching, hyperactivity, to name just a few.
Hold your pets close. They're our babies.
Meanwhile, if you do suspect that your dog has ingested meth, the San Diego Humane Society encourages you to contact poison control or a veterinary emergency clinic. For now, reporting in Ocean Beach, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Oh, that's terrible what they've had to go through because of that. Poor Nala. A temporary fire station opened Tuesday in Santee, and this is to help with the city's growing needs. This comes after Santee voters rejected a tax increase last year that would have funded a full expansion to the city's fire services. The temporary station will operate off of Olive Lane. City leaders say they used general funds and EMS funds to open this $2 million interim station. 3 firefighter paramedics will staff the new location, along with an engine relocated from Station 5. Santee sees more than 10,000 emergency calls every year, and the fire chief says this new location will make a difference.
So our goal is to have a response time less than 6 minutes. We see it as something that is going to achieve some immediate goals in response time reduction, but we don't see this as truly what's going to meet the long-term needs of our community and our growing city.
A permanent station would cost the city $21 million. City leaders are pursuing grants, and they have not ruled out another ballot measure to try to get that. San Diego Unified shaking up its high school schedules. The school board voted on Tuesday to move high schools Madison, Mira Mesa, and Canyon Hills Highs to a 4x4 block system. So that means students will take 4 longer classes a day instead of 6 year-long classes. Those in favor of this move say it'll help kids focus on fewer subjects at a time and make up credits more easily. Those against it arguing it packs more work into less time and then leaves teachers unprepared. The new schedule will roll out at those schools next fall. Coming up here with gold prices soaring, CBS 8 got a taste of the Old West. We're going to take a look at what it takes to pan for gold in Julian. Welcome back. Right now, experts are warning the risk of burglary is on the rise. As daylight hours shrink, Halloween is approaching. We know it gets dark earlier now. New data from the FBI actually ranks San Diego as 15th on the list of U.S. cities most at risk for break-ins. That's a pretty high number. We talk with the San Diego police officer who says homeowners are making one critical mistake.
Locking a window, because just as simple as people go by and check car doors, they check windows.
Police also recommend leaving the lights on, playing a radio, and locking those pet doors, the doggy doors. Burglars can sometimes squeeze through those. Despite overall crime being down 6% from last year, searches for how to prevent break-ins have actually jumped by 89%. People are becoming more aware. Right now, we're learning about a unique chance for eligible high school seniors to take the next step in their education and get into college on the spot. That's right, October 25th is Discover Cal State University San Marcos, the university's fall admissions day. It's a chance for prospective students and their families to visit the campus, learn about all their programs, and to possibly get admitted to the 2026 fall semester right there on the spot. To qualify for on-the-spot admission, students have to meet university requirements. The original deadline was October 10th, but Cal State San Marcos will continue to accept applications until at least October 18th.
Life-changing, especially for our students, when we're talking about first-generation students, so those students that maybe their families didn't have the opportunity to at some point apply to higher education, those universities, for them it's a big life-changing opportunity.
We're going to have a link to Discover CSUSM right there in this story. Just go to our website, cbs8.com, and you'll see it there. San Diego's spiny lobster season is off to a tough start. Prices are plunging amid weak Chinese demand and high export tariffs. Working for you, we've checked in on local lobster prices in fish markets and many restaurants around town. Catalina Offshore Products is keeping prices low for locals. They sell lobster at $19.99 a pound. That's actually the best deal we found in town. The company is still exporting to China despite a 20% tariff. That could climb to 50 or even 100% by the end of the month. Meanwhile, fishermen are earning about $9 a pound. That's way down from $30 in past years.
The fishing industry is really hurting in general. This is honestly probably one of the worst years, even in comparison to COVID.
So it's not good for California's third most valuable fishery, but for consumers out there, this could be your chance to get a taste of some local luxury at a fairly decent price. With gold prices hitting record highs this month, interest in the precious metal is surging again, and some people are looking back to California's gold mining roots, even here in San Diego County. CBS 8's Brian White headed up to Julian, where the spirit of the old gold rush is alive and well.
So I've got my pen, a little patience, and some beginner's luck out here at the Eagle Mining Company in Julian. Folks are getting a hands-on taste of California's gold rush history.
If you get a nice pan full of sand and you're going to shake it up underwater, that's going to get the gold to settle into the bottom of the pan because it's so heavy. 1, 2, 3, shake it down.
It's part science, part rhythm, and a whole lot of fun.
Everybody see that gold?
Now we can retire. Those little specks.
That was really cool. I found gold.
And they're not the only ones catching gold fever.
We both were horrible. We would not have made it in the gold rush, but that's A-okay.
Yeah, didn't follow the tutorial. That would have helped.
This is the hoist bucket they use for getting the ore out of the bottom of the shaft.
The Eagle Mining Company gives you the full tour, above ground and below. Complete with original tunnels and old school mining tools.
This is called the star drill. You see it's got that little X on the end there. This is what it would have been like for him to work down here.
I don't think I would have survived because I don't like the dark, and it is very, very dark down there.
Yeah, I felt like a caveman. I mean, I was just hunched over the entire time.
The Eagle and High Peak Mine is a living museum, and business is booming.
Gold being $4,110 right now, up and down. It's just going crazy on the market. So it's getting people's interested more in the gold.
But just when you're ready to cash in.
So you don't get to keep the gold, I'm sorry. Yeah. If we give you $100 worth of gold for every $15 we take in, we wouldn't be around very long, would we?
That's kind of a bummer, right? Well, we understand.
I thought we were going to get to keep a little gold, but that's okay.
While you won't walk away with actual gold nuggets, the experience is priceless.
Let me see. Nice job.
At just $15 a ticket for adults and less for kids, it's a small price to pay for a big piece of California history.
Struck it rich.
In Julian, Brian White, CBS 8.
It looks like a lot of fun to do. Still ahead, what if you could bring the ocean indoors? We're going to show you the massive machine making waves in climate research right here. Stay with us. Welcome back. A giant tank with wind tunnels and wave machines, one of the world's most advanced ocean atmosphere simulators. It's here in our own backyard. Researchers hope this groundbreaking machine will help answer critical questions about our planet and its health. CBS 8's Vanessa Paz introduces us to this machine called SOARS in this Earth 8 report.
Just steps from the waves at UCSD's Scripps Institution of Oceanography stands a decades-old redwood structure where groundbreaking research is replicating ocean conditions just outside.
So this is where all the magic happens, right?
This is the operations room. This is where we control all the various bits of instrumentation that make up SOARS.
Grandine, a research oceanographer at Scripps, has spent 25 years studying seafoam. His research focused on its role in reflecting light into space and producing sea spray aerosols.
It also creates these tiny little droplets called sea spray aerosol. And those tiny particles go up into the atmosphere, and they change the way clouds are formed.
SOARS, a massive 36,000-gallon tank, provides a close-up view of these processes, something he said satellites simply cannot do. It's also helped researchers study the lasting effects of rising carbon dioxide levels.
And we know that it cycles over a year, but it's steadily going up. That carbon dioxide acidifies the ocean. It makes it slightly more acidic. What is that carbon dioxide going to do to the biology? What's it going to do to the ocean? And what's it going to do to the weather?
With 120 feet of space and a $4 million price tag, SOARS is the only instrument that can simulate ocean conditions from the polar to the tropics.
We can make storms, we can make sea ice, we can grow organisms in the ocean.
SOARS has 4 climate modes, including polar, wind wave, aerosol, and biological, helping scientists better understand the ocean atmosphere boundary, the thin region where ocean meets air.
And you can see with the hurricane force conditions, this population, you were noting it, it really builds up.
Scientists from all over the world book time to use it, testing everything from sea ice to autonomous gliders.
People come in from Poland, they want to make sea ice, they come in for a week or 2.
Coastal engineers have also used SOARS to model hurricanes, helping design a concept for a larger simulator to test entire buildings.
It turns out that there are things you can do to buildings, simple things you can do to buildings, to make them resistant to the forces of the winds and the waves.
Dean says understanding these ocean atmosphere interactions has far-reaching implications.
And how does SOARS help the next generation of scientists?
Well, we are unraveling the secrets of this boundary. How important is biology? How does biology impact human health in the oceans and the coastline? What happens in storms? Can we understand and predict better hurricanes? These are the kinds of questions that we're addressing with this machine. We need to know for them what is happening today that's going to influence them 20 years from now, because it's all connected.
All of that is in that barn, if you've seen it there. That's incredible. And now the San Diego International Film Festival is underway. CBS 8 is a sponsor of this event. It draws some big names, famous faces. On Wednesday, our crew talked to celebrities right there on the red carpet, including 90210 star Brian Austin Green.
To me, we're kind of in a place where people aren't so into being around other people and being kind and connecting with people. So this is a good opportunity to do a little bit of that.
This festival runs through Sunday. You can buy tickets at sdfilmfest.com. Good news for the Padres. Right fielder Fernando Tatis Jr., a finalist for the National League Gold Glove Award. Tatis, along with Sal Frelick from the Brewers, Corbin Carroll from the Diamondbacks, are the 3 contenders. He was the Gold Glove winner in 2023 and the Platinum Glove that same year. And that's going to do it for us. So glad you're joining us here on CBS 8. Have a wonderful day.